Hello everyone. Today we'll be talking about the generations and their relationship to each other. In 1924, and they probably went through World War II, so we owe them for all the great sacrifices and for fighting to protect people in their countries from the likes of Hitler and Mussolini. After that comes the silent generation, and just like its name, this generation was very calm and lived a hard life. Then comes the baby boomer. This generation is extremely different from its previous ones. They grew up in a time of prosperity and no world wars. They were the first to experience the Cold War, the assassination of President John F. Kennedy and Martin Luther King. Between 1965 and 1979, Gen X was born. Nothing much to say other than they played Rubik's Cubes and used Walkmans to listen to music. Then came Gen Y, also known as millennials. They grew up with school shootings and 9/11. They're plagued with high levels of student debt, and they're pretty confident, social, they celebrate diversity, and collaborative. Gen Z was born between 1997 and 2012, so they are currently between the ages of 8 to 23. Lastly, we have Gen Alpha. They're the newest generation to be named. The oldest of this generation are currently 8 years old. So what does Gen Z like, and what differentiates them from the previous generations? Gen Z definitely stands out of all the generations. Members of Gen Z are more racially and ethnically diverse than previous generations, and they are on track to be the most well-educated generation yet. Events like the Black Lives Matter movement have impacted them to be the most tolerant and accepting generation. To study Gen Z's relationship with other generations, we'll be comparing them to millennials, aka Gen Y, since they are the closest in age but have pretty different mindsets. Let's start by giving Gen Z's best qualities. They process information faster than any other generation, since they live in a world with constant updates and social media. They are great at multitasking, they are extremely competitive and like to get things done by themselves, and Gen Z tends to be more optimistic. Then heading on to Gen Y. They're self-confident and ambitious, and they pick family over success. So what does this say about both generations? Gen Z and millennials have quite a lot of things in common. As shown here by the graph, both generations have very similar point of views on certain subjects, such as Trump's performance, the government's ability to solve problems, and the racial and ethnic diversity in society. Their agreement is shown here by the close numbers. To conclude, aside their differences, these two generations could get along quite nicely, but sometimes disagreements could occur, whether it's on a professional level or a personal level. Thank you.